We in. Starting up the stream. Okay. Testing the latency. How much delay we got? Not terrible. Okay. Today, I'm going to be trying out, going to be reacting to and trying out a whole bunch of SHORTCAT'S strats and trying them out myself in game. So this is part one because probably this is going to take a while. It's an hour and 25 minutes, this video, and I'm going to be doing a lot of pausing. I don't plan on doing it straight. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Woohoo! Here we go.
Welcome to the Pro Guide for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Today I will teach you all of the techniques and
What's going on? What's the problem?
strategies you need.
Okay. There we go. Hold on, let's go back a minute. And oh, oops. There we go. Okay.
Woohoo! Here we go.
Welcome to the Pro Guide for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Today I will teach you all of the techniques and strategies you need to win more in Mario Kart.
Since
whether
I
it's
shortcut
against your friends or even the best players in the world. Now you might be thinking, Mario Kart needs a pro guide? Isn't Mario Kart just a chaos fest where everyone spams their items? Well, if that's how it feels when you play,
and that's true,
then this video is for you. While it's true that you cannot control your fate on every race because of varying luck, your average placement is completely determined by skill. To prove that, I recently made a video where I returned to a 10,000 level online room and I finished in first place most of the time. Mario Kart actually has a lot
he's good at the game.
luck than you'd think.
Obviously.
So let's talk
I
about
mean, if
how
you're
you
just
can improve your skill.
seeing SHORTCAT for the first time,
Pro Guide will be split into 3 sections.
or if you're seeing Mario Kart
all of the most
gameplay
important fast
on
driving
YouTube
skills.
for the first time,
These are techniques that you absolutely
SHORTCAT
need
is a
to compete
Minecraft,
at a high level, whether that's
is
against
a
real
Mario Kart
players
YouTuber,
online or even in time trials.
and
this includes
he's
optimized
pretty good at the
drifting,
game,
shortcuts, gliders, and more.
but he's
After
very
that is a
beginner
guide
friendly
to versus
for
racing online, where we'll talk about the best
Mario
strategies
Kart,
you can use to dominate your
for
competitors.
new Mario
And
Kart
at the
enthusiasts.
end, we will talk about some more high-level techniques to completely optimize your gameplay. The focus will be on 150cc.
We're gonna learn some
outward drifting
150cc
vehicles,
techniques.
This is the way that most people play the game. However, I will mention when there are important differences you should know for 200cc or inward drifting bikes. To make this guide, I have consulted Pi, one of the greatest Mario Kart time trialers of all time, who has broken nearly 200 world records. Pi is extremely knowledgeable about the mechanics of this game, and he has fact-checked all of the fast driving techniques I will be teaching you today. And he makes great content on YouTube. Also, shout out to Alberto, Gyarados, and Ewan for their help in later sections of this guide. And in case you're wondering why this guide is so long, everything I teach you in this guide does actually matter a lot to your skill. I will not be mentioning techniques that save 1 frame on 1 track and only in time trials. This guide is not a list of every little technique that has been discovered. It is just the important stuff. There's just a lot of important stuff. So let's begin. Actually, just before we begin, I want to mention that I made a little website for this guide.
We got the website. I don't actually have the website open,
extension
but
zones and the best strategy
I probably
on every
will
track, and
after
you can
the
just
stream.
Look up this information before each race
Look at
to
the
help
stuff.
you improve. I will go more in detail about this later in the guide. I just wanted to mention this early so you don't miss it. Okay, now let's begin.
Yeah, we'll probably should start using that. But
drifting is the most important technique to master in Mario Kart, and I can immediately tell if you're not very good by how you drift. For new players, you may think the whole point of drifting is to help you turn, but a pro player knows that your speed, movement, and shortcut abilities are all about how well you can drift, because drifting allows you to get speed boosts called mini turbos, and mini turbos are overpowered. In case you don't believe me, here's the combo with the lowest speed, and here's the combo with the highest speed. The lower speed combo can actually go faster than the highest speed combo because it secretly has the highest mini turbo stat, which for some reason is a hidden stat. Thanks, Nintendo. I have a
Yeah, that
whole
definitely
video
should
fully
be
explaining stats
not a
and
hidden
how to
stat
build
in
a
the next
combo,
game.
which you can check out if you're interested.
Mario Kart
But all you need
9.
to know for now is that the mini turbo stat determines 3 things: how quickly you can charge a mini turbo boost, the duration
it became
of that boost,
basically the
and
most
speed
important.
increase from that boost. Mini turbo is the most important.
It became the
stat in
most
game,
important
and that's why this
mechanic
combo
in
is
Mario
so
Kart.
popular.
So
if you're not already doing so, I recommend
like, people
training your
don't
skills
really
with
care
a high
about
mini turbo combo such
like
as
the
this one, as
traction
you will
stat.
improve
Like
much
that's not.
quicker and win more. Now let's talk about how to charge better mini turbos. You probably know that when drifting,
soft
your
drifting.
mini turbo naturally charges up, but
I
it
know what
charges
soft
faster
drifting
when you're
is.
drifting. The reason is because when you're drifting, there is a region
We
of the
still want
control
to,
stick at the sharp angle side that
try it
activates
out.
the
So I'm gonna
fast
put
mini
myself
turbo
into time
charge rate.
trials.
But you shouldn't just turn as sharp as
And
possible all
I'm
the
going
time,
to
because then
put
you'll go
myself
off the
into
road. What
Toad
you can do is
turn-
called soft drifting.
Toad
Instead of
Turnpike.
pointing directly to the side, point the stick just under the diagonal. You get a softer drift angle while also getting a fast mini turbo charge. Getting better mini turbos like this can help you save multiple seconds in a race, making soft drifting one of the most important techniques to learn in Mario Kart. But be careful with the angle. Don't point the stick directly at 45 degrees or above, because that will count as a slow charge. The perfect angle is actually just under 45 degrees, but you should aim even lower just to be safe. Now here's how to use soft drifting. Anytime you want to drift to the right, you should hold the perfect soft drift angle for a bit. If you want to straighten out, hold full left. These are the 2 main directions you should use when drifting to the right. And similarly, when drifting to the left, you should soft drift to charge your mini turbo and hold full right to straighten out. Alternating between the soft drift angle and the wide angle is the fastest way to drift on almost every single turn in the game. You can do a hop by...
Let's try this out. I would like to try this out, and so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, soft drifting, right? Okay, so he said mini turbo. Okay, when you're going to the right, do it there, and then like that. Okay, that does seem kind of fast. It's hard to like remember that drifting, because usually when I drift, I'm holding wide like immediately. And obviously I know how to play Mario Kart. Okay, is this faster? I guess it's probably faster. It's not. The thing is though that my drifting is already kind of fast. But and I feel like Toad's Turnpike is definitely the best way to best way to practice, because like all the vehicles in the way, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we're going around. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that is probably extremely slow. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Let's try this again. I wanna do this a little bit more. I feel like it's slightly faster. I feel like it also needs a lot more practice. But it's hard to tell exactly. Okay, well that did not charge up. don't want to go up there. I need to practice drifting. I thought I would. Okay, I think it's faster. It's hard to tell exactly. Oh. Alright, well, we've been pretty good at avoiding the... And just as I say that, okay, we've been okay at avoiding the vehicles, but yeah, I think it's faster. For those of you joining us just now, I am practicing soft drifting, which is where you have to angle your joystick exactly correctly, and basically flip it back and forth from very tight drifting to very wide drifting, so that you keep a wide angle, but you still get the maximum drift time. And I just watched how to do it from Shortcat in his pro guide, and we're gonna pull that back up in a second so we can learn about hopping, which I can already do pretty well. But I mean, it wasn't always like that, and I feel like when you want to get good at something, you gotta practice the fundamentals, you know. And I would like to get better at this game because I'm a little bit stuck right now in terms of VR at like 15K. I haven't really changed so much. Yeah, I think it's faster. I don't know. We gotta practice a lot more. Okay, I'm gonna go back right after this turn. Oh, it's the same things last time. Okay, well, pretty good. Soft drifting. I will have to try that some more for sure. But for now, let's go back to the pro guide. He's going to talk about hopping. Give it a second.
Pressing the drift button and letting go. This may surprise you, but hopping is just as important as soft drifting. Unlike regular turning, hopping allows you to instantly turn your karts by a lot, and there are two main uses of hopping. If you have drifted too sharply because you're trying to get a better mini turbo, you can hop to instantly correct your alignment. This is called an alignment hop. Alignment hops allow you to always hold your drift
if you
slightly
saw
longer because you can instantly correct your direction.
On Toad Turn Break, I am hopping,
If you don't already do this, make a habit to hop after every single mini
yeah, I just
turbo,
recently
even
started
if you
hopping
don't think
after
you
like
need it.
every single turn.
I'm not even joking. Doing this one simple trick can instantly improve your driving skill on every single track.
Yeah, it's
so
incredibly
easy to do.
helpful.
Another
Okay, we're
use
learning
of
about the
hopping is
counter hop.
Counter hop. If you first hop in the opposite direction and then begin your drift, you can hold
Yeah.
a soft drift for longer to charge a better mini turbo. This is most important when you
Right, yeah. I don't know if he's going to mention this, but the way that this works is because you're hopping the other way, it turns your car in the opposite direction, and then when you take a turn the other way, your cart has to turn way more the other way, so you get way more of a drift. And it's very, very helpful.
You need to charge an orange mini turbo with very little room to do so in order to take a shortcut. But don't counter hop on every drift. Counter hopping when you don't need it just makes you take a bad line for no reason. Knowing when to counter hop comes with lots of experience, so you can mostly ignore this technique until you're more comfortable with the others. And by the way, hopping does not change your direction on inward drifting bikes, so you can ignore this if you play on inward drift. There is one more way you can squeeze out better mini turbos. How most people start a drift is by pressing drift and a direction at the same time, but this turns your karts by a lot before the drift even begins. Instead, you can do...
I'm trying to pause it. Okay, yeah, this one is going to be very complicated, so I want to make sure that I'm doing this one correctly. Let's go back to the Switch for a little bit. I'm gonna try, or not try, because I've already done this before. What the heck? What is going on Switch right now? Ah, I see. I'm getting pushed by a car. I did not realize. Okay. I'm going to... We're going to do counter hopping. This is counter hopping. But also, I need to make sure that I'm soft drifting at the same time. which is very annoying. Okay, I thought I can get around that truck. But yeah, counter hopping, going that way and then that way gives you way easier of a time drifting. Which I don't know if it's necessarily like helped me. Could be that it has. It definitely feels better. But yeah, I mean, I'm doing a lot of counter hopping, but not so much realignment hopping. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to remember. It's hard to like change up the way that you drift. Whoa. But I'm trying to do the soft drifting that Shortcat was talking about. We will have to just see. Okay, I completely messed that up. See if we can go over this ramp. Nice. Got that last coin, 10 coins. But also, I feel like these, it's not that much of a difference, but the speed boost that you get from the coins is going to slightly affect the gameplay. Okay, that was admittedly not excellent. Okay. I mean, I'm already pretty good at counter hops and alignment hops. So this next part of the video is the part that I am very confused by, and I might have to watch it a couple times. Let's take a look.
If you play on inward drift. There is one more way you can squeeze out better mini turbos. How most people start a drift is by pressing drift and a direction at the same time, but this turns your carts by a lot before the drift even begins. Instead, you can do a delayed drift, which means to hop first, then press the direction right before you touch the ground. Now you can do all your turning in a soft drift and get a better mini turbo. This is one of those almost invisible techniques where you'd never notice it normally, but as soon as you start doing it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. But just like counter hopping, you don't always have to do a delayed drift. On some turns, you have plenty of time to charge the mini turbo, so doing a regular drift lets you take a slightly better line. But whenever you're not sure, you should be doing a delayed drift so you can have a better chance at getting the best mini turbo. Okay, we have talked about soft drifting, alignment hops.
Oh yeah, let's look at the how to practice step
drifting.
also.
Even
so
if
that
you've
I can,
played a lot of Mario Karts, this is a lot to learn at once. And especially if you've played a lot, since now you may have to unlearn your old drifting habits. But I promise you that learning these techniques will absolutely transform the way you play Mario Kart, and it makes such a big difference. My one piece of advice is don't learn all of these at once, because that is impossible for the human brain. I recommend learning soft drifting and alignment hops, since
we're learning them all at once.
Absolutely crucial to know on every single turn. Then add in delayed drifting and counter hops later, since they are more situational. If you watch the world records, you'll notice that they get mini turbos all over the place and not just on turns. Mario Kart truly does not look like other forms of racing when you watch this. What are these lines? The technique that they are using here is called snaking, where you constantly drift left and right to charge up mini turbos.
Is this still part of the practice session?
Snaking is much faster than driving in a straight line as long as your mini turbo stat is very high. However, you need a relatively wide road to do this kind of snaking. If the road is not wide enough, you can do a combination of counter hopping and drifting, which is still faster than driving straight. This takes a lot of practice, but once you learn how to do it on a few tracks, it will start to intuitively make sense everywhere.
Because it's got Goombas and Daisy.
One of the most fun things about Mario Kart is shortcuts.
Okay. We are going to be doing some delayed drifting, because I actually would really like to try that out. Let's just do this, because that actually sounds incredibly interesting, and I have not tried that before. So like that, it's like neutral half, but didn't you press and then do that? Okay, well that is definitely a lot to take in, because Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on, can we combine counter hopping with delayed drifting? Let's just grab these coins. And then the idea is that we can... I don't know. Dang. Double failure. Okay, let's go around here. So that I would have to counter hop. Okay. Okay, hold on. Counter hop and then delete drifting. Okay, but that's such a wide turn, I feel like. Alright. Okay. Definitely it's, yeah, you see how I'm like bouncing twice instead of once for some of these drifts? Because I'm trying to do delayed drifting, but I'm just failing. I mean, obviously, it's just such like a, it feels like it's its own like skill, you know? We should see if we can get a better score on this than we otherwise would. Should we put the friend code in chat? Nah, it's fine. We're not playing games right now. Okay, I guess we'll stop for now. I thought we'd have more time, but something came up. But next time, we are going to talk about shortcuts, which I imagine Shortcat is an expert in that. So I will hopefully be able to continue by today. But if I'm not able to do that, then we'll, whatever. See you in a bit. Maybe a couple days, maybe a week. I'm not sure when the next time I'm streaming is. Probably should have some sort of schedule. For now, let's look at this running Goomba for a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's perfectly in sync with the music. I mean, he's so silly. Look at him. If you look at him enough, then it'll distract you from the fact that we're ending stream. Okay, Goomba.